New at noon, the suspects charged with killing a Clermont County Sheriff's deputy and wounding another stood before a judge, and we're learning more about the case. Prosecutors plan to ask for the death penalty if Wade Winn is convicted. And as we work to learn more about Deputy Bill Brewer, a memorial in his honor is growing outside the apartment complex where he was shot. Nodding his sides, Paola Suro was in court for Winn's hearing. Paola, the judge set his bond at $10 million. What else can you tell us about what happened inside the courtroom?
Well, Ryan, you know what? We've been digging through all of these court documents, just trying to get a better idea of Wade Winn's background. And he's had several charges in the past, but his defense attorney tells us today that he suffers from a mental illness, and prosecutors tell us they are now seeking the death penalty.
This is a capital case, and the state does intend on seeking a death penalty in this case, Your Honor.
The courtroom, standing room only, filled with law enforcement for Wade Winn's hearing. He is the man charged with aggravated murder and attempted aggravated murder.
This type of criminal conduct will not stand, and we will do our best to see that justice is served in this case.
Chief Criminal Prosecutor Darren Miller said in court that Detective Bill Brewer and Lieutenant Nick DeRose went into Winn's apartment after Winn faked a suicide Saturday night. Instead, he was waiting to ambush them and proceeded to shoot through the walls, killing Detective Brewer and injuring Lieutenant DeRose.
20 years, he was a good father, a good husband, a good friend, a good employee, and he's what this country needs more of.
Prosecutors add that hours later, when Winn's apartment caught fire, he surrendered without one shot fired from law enforcement.
I think he understands more, having talked to me for a few minutes, the issues that he has to deal with. But he's very emotional and very distraught.
Defense attorney Jay Clark says his client suffers from mental illness, but doesn't know if Winn was on drugs at the time of the incident.
This is a very good example of what happens when mental illness gets out of control and is not treated, not recognized, I think, more than anything.
Clark adds that Winn has been medicated and hospitalized in the past and believes he's also been to a mental health facility. He says he believes Winn is not on medication right now.
He had reached out to his dad for help. They're very close, and they've never had anything at all like this.
As for the cause of the fire, Clark says he has yet to talk to his client about it.
From things I've seen on social media, if nothing else, it might have started with a flashbang or smoke grenade. The police could probably talk to that better, but I know that that was used in part to try to get him out of the apartment.
Now, Clark adds that Winn has actually had issues with his family, but both his father and brother were here today. Winn's preliminary hearing is set for February 13th, and he's being held at $10 million bond. And we have all that information on WCPO.com. But for now, we're live in Clermont County. I'm Paola Suro, 9 on your side.